You should not be black. You should be visible. Hey folks, if you're tuning in on Facebook, I'm just doing some last minute checks real quick on our mind body stream. You know, technology. Well, let's see. Welcome to Saturday, my friends. We are going to be doing a power yoga class, and today, if you have a weight and a block, again, you'll only need one. If you do not have a weight and a block, you could definitely participate in this class with a book and a can of soup if you wanted to, although those will be less weighted. I mean, our weights are 4 pounds, but a can of soup works. The goal of adding the weight is not necessarily to add a tremendous amount of weight. It's not really to load us up, but it's just to give a little extra awareness and a little extra resistance. So for instance, if we're just doing a movement like this is relatively simple, and if I add just a few pounds or even just a little bit less than a few pounds, or even a resistance band if you have resistance band, this just asks me to be a little bit more mindful of the movement that I'm doing. Whereas when I'm just doing it with my hand, this feels like a pretty free, willy-nilly type of movement. So the pounds or the actual weight of your weighted item is really irrelevant. It's just a matter that you have something that's going to give you a little bit more awareness, resistance, and ask you to be a little bit more present and mindful in those movements. So that's our goal with the weight. And I'll give you a few moments to go collect some items if you need to. If you got to run to the pantry in your kitchen and go grab that can of soup, I'll give you a quick minute. I'm just going to check something on our mind body, and then we're going to get started in a flash. Let's see, what are you doing today? Let's do that. There we go. All right, things are working the way that they're supposed to. All right, so let's go ahead and get started like we would with most of our yoga classes. Let's just come on into your most comfortable seated spot, and you can close the eyes and take a few deep breaths. Maybe for you, the weekend seemed to flash into your existence. Maybe it just felt like Monday was yesterday. I know for me, although the days sometimes feel as though they're going super slow, the weeks often feel as though they're passing by in a blur. So here we are, back at a weekend, whatever that might mean for you. Just notice the breath. What's going on with your breathing today? Begin to notice the sounds in the room around you. Feel the temperature of the air in the space. It's chilly, warm. Notice any smells. Just really taking some time to bring yourself to a mindful moment in this present moment. Then start to scan through the body. How are you feeling today? And after scanning through your physical body, begin to scan through your emotional self, and the thoughts in your mind. Just collecting data. It's not good or bad, it's just simply data. And from this collected data, begin to create your intention. Maybe your data is pointing you in the direction of an intention that asks you to be a little bit more energetic for just this hour, to perk up and to go for it. Maybe your data is asking you to be a little more compassionate with yourself. Take just one final moment to set this intention. And then on an inhale, bring the arms circle, sweep up, palms together. On an exhale, pull hands to the heart. Do this with some effort. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale to the heart. Maybe turn up the volume on your breathing. Inhale up. Exhale to the heart. Let's do it twice more. Breathing up and to the heart. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Let your breath be present throughout your whole practice. Breathe in deeply. Seal this intention. Exhale. Roll those shoulders around. Continue to breathe in deeply, listening to the sound of the breath. And then roll those shoulders up, back and down one last time. Bring your chin forward. Begin to rock your head from side to side. And this could look like you're shaking your head no. It could look as though you're rolling from one shoulder to the other. Really whatever feels good for you today. And the next time you find yourself at the right side, go ahead and come up and around the back and all the way through, doing 3 circles in this direction. Notice if your arms started to fall and get lazy. Then you come back to the chin, go the opposite way. Keep some energy in those arms. Palms pressed together, elbows pushed out. Go one more time. And then come on back. Lifting your gaze, lifting your arms, spreading the hands away from each other. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. So feel that back body muscle group behind your shoulders, the backs of the arms, down your back side. We're going to do it just a few more times. Squeeze and lift. Exhale. Breathe in and go at your own pace. Last time. Squeeze. Come on up, and this time bring those fingertips forward towards one another. And we're just going to lean out, and then we're going to keep on pushing forward as though you're trying to touch those connected fingertips to the wall in front of you without lifting your sits bones off the floor. Just 3, 2, 1. Come back to sitting upright. Bring those arms up high and then bring those hands down by your side. Relaxing the shoulders, will come on to hands and knees. Set that to the side. Now let's just begin to roll circles. Now let's wake up the hips. So we've moved through upper body a few times, different motions. Let's start to move through lower body twice more this way. Once. And one last time around. Pause. And then we'll go the opposite way. We'll go just twice more. That's once. And last time around. As you come back, go ahead, push into your child's pose, first one this morning, and maybe rock from side to side. Arms can stay long and reaching, palms connected, fingers spread out. We're going to come back to that tabletop, maybe bring the knees a little bit closer, stacking hands beneath the shoulders, so we've got 4 points. We're going to do just some slightly different work. Start by balancing the weight onto the right knee, extending your left leg out so we come into the beginning of our sunbird. We can roll the ankle around, and you can go in both directions. 3, 2, 1. Notice if you started to lean into the right hip, and if you did, pull back up to the left, and then bend that left knee. And we're just going to go up and down in small little lifts. So bend the knee, and we're just going to push up from the hip and press down. So it's going to be slow. Ready? Just push up and down. You want to feel the front side of the hip open and the glutes and the low back squeeze. Check in with your right hip again. Keep it stacked straight above that knee. And then we're going one last time. Lift. Come back to neutral. Extend the knee and reach out through the right arm, finding your sunbird balance. You can roll the wrist, flex the foot, or point the toes, your choice. Let's roll in both directions with your wrist. And then holding still for 3, 2, 1. Come on back. You can take a little side to side movement. Steadying the weight into the left knee, begin to extend the right leg. Again, notice if you parked out onto that left hip, pull it back in. Roll the ankle around in circles. Feel as though each piece of your spine is being separated from the top to the bottom, rolling in the opposite direction. So that we've got a little bit of good tension in the back. And we're going to bend the knee, and then we're just going up with the hip joint and down. So it's a very small movement. Lift up, and when you come back, we're just coming back to what feels like a level line from the hip to the knee. Do it twice more. Small push up, push down, and once more lift. Come on back to that level line. Extend the left right leg and reach out the left arm. Roll the wrist around. Check in with your left hip. It's still standing up straight. Let's roll that wrist the opposite way. And then we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on back. Pausing here, go from side to side. Now while you're moving from side to side, let's tuck the toes behind and begin to lift your sits bones, push up to downward facing dog, stretch the legs, and then bend the knees, come on back to a tabletop. We'll do that a few times. Keeping the toes tucked, begin to push down through the palms of your hands, engage from your abdominal muscles, lengthen, straighten the legs as you slide up through the back, and then slowly come on down, tabletop. 3 more times, lifting up. So feel palms, feet, the joints of your legs, the joint of your arms, hips, and shoulders, everything working in this semi-slow movement. I always find that slow motion asks for a little bit more mindfulness and oftentimes makes the workload feel greater. Last time, we're going to stay on up and pedal your feet. And And for today, we're then going to step your feet out wide to the left and right sides. Walk those hands back towards the feet. Tuck your pinky fingers and hang, maybe sway from side to side. Letting the hands fall back down will keep your feet separated towards the edges of the mat. Sweep those arms out, halfway lift. So really engage your belly, engage your spine, and then come all the way up to standing. Fingers can touch overhead. Exhale, arms come out, halfway fold. Feel the back sides of the hamstrings. Feel these abdominal muscles doing some work. Forward fold. We'll do it like that once more. Sweep those arms out, halfway lift. Feel the heart in the chest shining forward, the neck stays long. Lift all the way up. And then halfway fold. Feel as though we've got a tabletop back side. Arms reach out straight like airplane wings, forward fold. And then we're gonna grab hold of your block or book and hold it between the hands on its widest setting. So your hands are probably about 8 inches from one another. And as we come out, we're gonna halfway lift and push that block straight out in front. And then come all the way up and back bend if that feels good. We're gonna come halfway down with the block straight out in front, trying to create that long line, hips, shoulders, hands. All the way fold. And this we're going to do 2 more times. Halfway lift, engage those abs. Notice if you're falling back into the heels, try to keep pushing into the full foot. All the way lift. Back bend if that feels good. And then halfway fold. All the way fold. And one more time, as you're halfway lifting, you should feel your abdominal muscles are the driving force. All the way lift, back bend. And as you're halfway folding, you should feel that your back muscles are the driving force. All the way fold. To release that block, and this time sweep the arms out, come on up, deep breath, and come on down. We're going to begin to toe heel the feet towards one another, whether they come all the way to touch or not. This time, let's grab hold of the block, or the ball, the weight. Bend those knees slightly, bring your hands to the chest, and then come on up and stand tall, bringing arms overhead. Now I'm going to turn to face the camera. You've got your can of soup or your weight so that it's long between your hands. We're going to hold that end in the right hand so that your left hand becomes free. And we're going to lean over and bend that right elbow. Inhale, come up, switch hands. We're going to lean over and bend the left elbow. Come on up. So nice and slow. Switch hands, lean and bend. Come back up. You should be feeling side body, both left and right, doing the work. Come on up. Back to the right, exhale. Up you go. Back to the left. And up. We're doing it twice more in each direction. Right. And lift. Left. So you feel right side body, left side body, both of them doing work. Right now the left gets long and the right gets short coming up. And then the left gets short as the right gets long, but they're both active. Come on back, bring the weight to the heart, and then slowly hinge from those hips, forward fold, bending the knees if that feels good. Set your weight to the side, halfway lift. And let's walk out through the hands And then adjust so that you're in a high plank. And from your high plank, slowly lower down to your belly. We're going to turn those feet flat so that your soles are shining up towards the ceiling. Hands beside the shoulders, beside the chest, beneath the shoulders. We're going to pulse up and down into cobras. So lift up and release. Feet could be slightly spaced apart, or they could be connected together. They just don't want to be wider than your body. Lift up and down. We're going to do this twice more. Lift and lower. One more time, lift and hold. Check those hands, they're not doing the heavy work. Take a deep breath and come down. Tabletop. Adjusting so that knees are beneath hips, hands are beneath shoulders. Tuck those toes. Slow motion, press through the palms. Begin to straighten those legs. Lift the hips, slide the back, come on up. And this time taking the right foot towards the sky. Looking through to your hands, exhale, step. Coming through and sweeping up, high lunge. Finding your balance. Hips looking forward. Let's go back into some arm movements. Exhale, squeeze down the back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze down the back. Inhale, lift. Check your alignment. Front knee is looking over the center of the front foot. Squeeze and come up. Back foot is pulling straight out behind you, trying to limit the bend in the knee, or taking the option to modify. Bring it down. One more. Squeeze and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up you go. Exhale, arms open wide, and we'll step forward and fold. Open arms, sweep all the way up. Back bend if that feels good for you today. Swan dive forward down. Halfway lift, lengthen, nice flat back. Let's step out the right foot, pause here, low lunge. Press the right hand into the mat, sweep that left arm up, revolved lunge. Take a deep breath in. Hands to the floor, step back, high plank. And lower all the way down to the mat. Hands can be beneath the shoulders, beside the chest. 5 lift and lowers from your cobra. Peel up and down. Notice if your feet try to bounce off the floor as you're coming up and down. And that just means that your leg muscles are trying to give a little bit of momentum. Pull it back up into core, back muscles. One more time, we're going to lift and hold. Check that you're not using the hands for that heavy work. And then 5, 4, keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, down we go. Tabletop. Adjust everything. Tuck the toes behind you. Begin to press through the palms. Lift from the legs, from the hips, from the core. Down dog. Left foot lifts and steps through. Adjust so that you can move on up, high lunge. Finding your balance. And let's add some movement. Squeeze down the back muscles and lift up. Squeeze down the back and up. 3 more times. We're going to pull and reach. Twice more, squeeze and lift. Last time. Hold. Keep breathing. Find that tension between front leg, back leg, sharing the workload. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands out. Step forward, fold. Open the arms, rise on up. And swan dive forward. halfway lift, lengthen. Let's take out just the left foot. Find your low lunge. Keeping the left hand to the floor, sweep the right arm up. Let's twist. Keep pushing all the way out the back leg. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come on down, and step back. High plank, all the way down to the floor. We're going to reach for the weights. So here, grabbing that weight, we're going to slide it forward so that you feel neutral in the shoulders, so we don't need it too close to the body. We're going to curl hands around the edges of it, so you're still holding it long between your hands. We're going to come on up and lift those arms. So your cobra is going to be small. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down and relax. We're going to do a second set with that, but this time we're going to do single arms. So holding the weight in the right hand. Pull that left hand in a little bit closer to the body. Lift up into your cobra and pulse the arm. Here we go. And I'll count us 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down. And we're going to switch. Left hand holds the weight. Right hand comes in close. Come on up into your cobra and pulse the arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down. Leaving that weight where it is. Bring your hands beneath the chest and come on back, tabletop. Tuck the toes, begin to lift the hips, pull everything into downward facing dog. We're going to lift the right foot, and we're going to just pull the right knee towards the chest, squeeze. Keep your downward facing dog shaped body. So we're not moving shoulders, we're not changing both hips. We're just squeezing in and out, right knee to the chest and back. Just 2 and out. Last one, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep it tucked in and then step it through. Coming into your lunge, reach for your weight. Bring it up to the chest, so close to the body, and lift on up, standing high lunge. Now very similar to where we were with our standing Tadasana, or bring the weight up. Hold one end in the right arm, and we're going to lean right, bend the elbow. Come on up. Hold one end in the left arm, lean left, bend the elbow. Come on up. Notice as you go to the right, your hips might try to cock out to the side as the left, and come back up. Try to hold them in place, squeeze and lift. So this should be coming from side body muscles, your obliques, quadratus lumborum, abdominals. One last time, right, center, left, center. Pull that weight back down to the chest, to the floor, set it down, step forward, fold, open arms, rise. And swan dive down. Halfway lift, lengthen, or step out the right foot, keeping the right hand on the mat. Inhale, twist. And then we're going to try and go from this low twist to a standing high lunge twist. Free that right hand, pull up. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Sweep in, high lunge. Exhale, come down. Out Watch you go, high plank, and come down. Let's grab that weight again. Roll it forward. So once you've come up into your cobra pose, we're not going to pulse with the back. We're going to move the levers of our arms. So lift on that cobra, and then move the levers of your arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, roll it in. We're going to change the single arm movement, so flip your hand palm face up. Bring those elbows in close like Sphinx pose. Right elbow can be a little bit more forward. We're a bicep curl. Now here for me, that feels a little bit rough on my elbow, so I'm going to take a block. I'm going to bicep curl with the block. Biceps are used to doing this movement more so than shoulders are used to doing the lever we just did. So go a little bit longer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. If you were using a block, switch the block over to the other side. Adjust your hand so the weight's now in the left hand, and we'll start bicep curling here. And again, just notice slow, controlled movements. Nothing should feel willy-nilly. Your wrists shouldn't be wiggling as you go up and down. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that weight down. If you're using a block, let's remove the block. Hands beneath the shoulders, come on back, tabletop, and then downward facing dog. Let's bring up that left leg high to the sky, and we're going to pull left knee in and out. Squeeze, release. Keeping shoulders where they are, keeping hips pressed up and back, just left knee and out. 3 and back. 2 and 1. Keep it at your chest. And then look forward, press through, grab that weight, bring it up to your chest and lift. Standing high lunge. Arms can come up, so this time we're going to start left side because our left leg is forward. Hold the left side of your weight, release the right hand, lean, bend your left elbow, and come back up. Switch hands, lean right, bend the right elbow, come back up. We'll go left, center, right, center. If you feel any twisting on your feet, any twisting through your knees, or any dumping into your hips, can go smaller in the movement or release the weight. Last time left. Center, right, center. Bring the weight all the way down to the floor. Step forward, fold. Open arms up you go. And swan dive forward, come on down. Halfway lift, lengthen. Step on out left foot. Left hand stays down, moving into your low lunge twist. Right arm sweeps up. And then moving into your high lunge twist. Both arms sweep up. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing your right arm forward. Exhale, come down. And step out. High plank. And all the way down. So we're leaving out chaturangas today because we are doing extra work with the weights while we're here. Let's take a moment, rest your head and breathe. Check in that your neck your shoulders are not feeling overtaxed. Alright, so our next movement, I'm just going to slide back a little bit. We're going to go one arm and then the other to the side. So prop up onto the left arm, bringing your right hand to hold the weight on the right side and extend it out long. Now your whole body's not going to move. We're just trying to move the shoulder all the way out. So we're going up and down. If you feel twisting on your left arm through your body, go ahead and slow that movement to get rid of the weight. 3, 2, 1, and down, bring it in, and pause. Breathe here. So I'm going to modify my second side because this shoulder is being rehabbed right now. You're going to take the weight in your left hand if you're using the weight. You're going to hold the right arm down like Sphinx pose, and we're just going to lift and lower the whole left arm like a lever going out to the side, up and down. 4, 3, you should feel core muscles stabilizing. 2, and 1, come back, bring it in, and rest. Bring those elbows and hands beside the chest, beside the body. Press back, tabletop, make those adjustments. Tuck the toes, come back, downward facing dog. And this time we're going to push forward, high plank. Option to modify, you can bring that left knee down or you can stay in the plank. We're going to lift the right knee, pull it to the chest, extend. So we're keeping everything still except for right moving leg. And you can always modify. Knee to the floor. Here we go. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to pull that knee to the chest, hold, and then we're pressing back, down dog. Stepping that right foot forward. Take hold of your weight so it's close. Come on up, warrior 2. I think we should have turned the air conditioning on before we started today. So just take a moment, relax those shoulders, warrior 2. Wiggle out through the hands, sweep back, reverse warrior. So reverse warrior. Lift up and over. Don't worry about how far down and back you go. Just think about the up and over. Coming all the way through. When you come down, find that weight from extended side angle. Begin to pull that weight close to your body so that when you lift up, you're lifting up with a protected arm. Taking it out. We're just going to do a little bit of a lever here. Back arm's going to stay still. So the back arm just does what the back arm was doing, reaching out, warrior 2, or holding the hip. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to move into the bicep, curl in and out. So again, back arm is staying still, whether that's in or out. Squeeze. We go a little bit longer with the bicep because it's used to doing this movement Notice if when you go forward, you're breaking the line. We don't want to. So your hand, there always wants to be a small little micro bend in that elbow. 4, 3, 2, 1, extend. We're going down to extended side angle to release, and then we're coming up to reverse warrior, so breathe. Exhale, comes all the way down. Set your weight to the side. Step on out, high plank. Option to modify. Your right knee can come to the floor. Left leg lifts, and we're pulling in and out. Just the left knee. Shoulders stay still. Spine stays long. Neck is reaching. Right foot presses back. Just 3, 2, we're going to hold it in on 1, take a deep breath, down dog, step that foot through. Before going anywhere, set your weight up beside your front foot. Come on up, warrior 2. Free those shoulders. Find your stance, both legs doing an equal amount of work. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keeping the back hand free. Feel open through the whole front and left side of your body. Take one more breath. Exhale, come down. Extended side angle. While you're down, bring your weight close to your chest. Come back up, warrior 2. Extend that arm. So right arm's your back arm, it's going to stay still, we're just moving the lever. Up and down. Remember, if this feels like it's overtaxing, if your body is struggling with this weight, use the block or nothing. 2, 1. Rather than work with the bicep. Curl, extend. Curl. You could always tuck the back hand in if you want to be protective of that back arm for a moment. Curl, we go a little bit longer. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend, come down. Release that weight. Inhale, up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands come down. Set that weight off to the side. Step out and come all the way down to your belly. Take a moment. Grab some water. Whew. All right, we are more than halfway done with our Saturday morning class. Let's do a little bit of low body for a few moments. Hands can stay just where they are. We're just going to take those legs in and cross your right ankle over your left, and then fan those elbows out so you come down a little bit lower. We're going to then pull up from the thighs and just hold here. So you could stay up or you could rest down. We just don't want anything that makes you feel pinchy in the back. So whether you're up a little bit higher or resting down, we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3. We're going to keep these ankles crossed and just push your feet out a little bit more so that you feel that on your outer glute muscles. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend them in, relax, come on down, shake those legs. All right, second time, left ankle's going to cross the right. We're going to lift up from the thighs. So here, if you felt okay with the upper back. You can keep those elbows in Sphinx pose. If that feels like a lot, just bring the elbows out wide. We're gonna hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push the legs out with the ankles still crossed. Feel that that squeezes your outer glutes just a little bit more for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back, relax, come down. Pull the hands in, press through the hands into the knees, tabletop. Come on back, downward facing dog. Slowly step the feet out wide to the right and left edges of your mat and walk those hands back. This is where we started. Let's sway from side to side. Sweep the arms out wide. Inhale, come on up. Turn those toes just slightly off the edges of your mat. Take a 5-pointed star. Small back bend, only if it feels good today. And then bring hands to the heart. And we're gonna step the feet together. Shake them out, working into our balance. Balance is gonna be 3 times, very similar pose each time. And know that you can always stay at the previous spot if you want to. So I'm gonna face the camera, and you mind stepping a little bit closer? There we go. Hands to the hips, and we're just gonna reach down for the right knee, looping hands beneath the shin, and then pulling the knee towards the chest. Roll those shoulders back, and I'm gonna turn just a little bit sideways. You don't want to see a leaning back body. You also don't want to be rounding forward. So if holding the front of the shin causes you to lean back or round forward, hold between the shin and the thigh. Stand up nice and tall for just a breath or 2. And then take one more inhale. Release as you exhale, shake it out. We'll do it on the other side. So bringing your left knee up, lacing fingers in front of the shin below the knee, standing up nice and tall. So engage the thigh of your standing leg so that you can push up, stretch out through the toes, so we don't want to be curling the toes. Remember, if you're leaning forward or leaning back, you can always bring hands between the thigh and the calf. We'll just be here for a few moments. Hold that head up high. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, release, let go. Second time through, we can take the peace fingers, reach down for the big toes. Bringing it up. So again, while you're here, if you're rolling those shoulders forward, if you're dipping into the standing knee, come into a smaller variation. You don't have to keep on reaching out for those toes if that compromises the rest of the pose, or hold here. Take one more breath in and out, release, shake it loose. And let's do that on the other side. Left peace fingers reach down for the left big toe. And once you've found a secure hold, whether that's your toe, your shin, or your thigh, begin to press through your standing leg. Feel yourself energizing up as if you're trying to press the head through the ceiling above you. And then let's just breathe. Take a deep breath in and exhale, release, shake it out. Last one, we're going to take the option of extending your leg. And again, we can hold the toes, the calves, or the thighs. All are good options. We're going to start by reaching right peace fingers down to the big toe. This time, as you pull up with the knee, press forward with the foot, pull back with the shoulders. So if anything's feeling hunchy or lumpy, you can hold your shin or your thigh to stand a little bit more vertical. And we'll just breathe. You can always use the wall. Let's take one more breath. And then bend the knee, release the foot, shake it out. We'll go for our very last time. Left peace fingers, left big toe. Pull up through the knee, extend through the leg. Can stay here. If this is a spot, you could move here or here. So everywhere is good, as long as you're standing as tall as you can stand. Let's breathe. Taking one more breath in. And as you exhale, come on down, shake it out, and come on down to seated. Having your weight handy and your block. We're going to come down into a bridge, so scoot your seat towards the heels, walk your heels towards your seat. Slowly let's lower. Once you're down on your back side, make any adjustments. So if you need to walk your bottom and your feet closer together, you can do that. If you have to take up your ponytail holder, you can do that. Let's just find our first bridge. Toes are looking forward, knees are looking up, elbows are bent. Take a deep breath and push away from the floor. For this first bridge, notice how much your glutes are holding. Maybe relax them a little bit if you can. Engage your hamstrings, maybe even push down through the heels of your feet to really activate those hamstrings a little bit more. Feel the back arching away from the floor. Take a deep breath in and then slowly come down. And as you do, let's this time bring the block so that as you push up, just set the block underneath so it gives you a higher starting point. Take hold of the weight, and we're going to bring that long across the belly between the left and right hands. Adjusting your feet, take a deep breath in, lifting up and off the block. Finding your best place. If you want to activate your hamstrings a little bit more, push down through the heels of the feet or keep them flat. Extend these arms straight up, holding the weight in front of you. And we're taking super small movements forward and back. So it's really just going the path of your line of sight to the top of your head, down towards the pubic bone. And we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to center, lower it down towards your belly button, come back to your block, release your feet, and maybe shake those legs from side to side. We're doing one more set with our bridges. It's going to be very similar to what we've done earlier with our standing Tadasana and our standing lunge. We're going to go right and left, so we'll alternate sides. Holding that block in the hands, take a deep breath in, push away from the mat, finding your best place. So push into the heels if you want to activate the backs of the thighs. Keep those feet flat if you're already feeling a good amount of work. Hold the weight in the right hand, and we're going to just pull down right elbow, pull up. Pull down left elbow, pull up. So your opposite hand is not going to move this time. We don't want to rock the whole body while we're in bridge pose. We're just pulling down the hand that's holding the weight and bringing it back up again. Squeeze and up. Pull and push. Left and right. Down and back. One more time each side. Right, left. Bring the weight back to the belly, release towards your block. Set your weight to the floor, and then remove the block from beneath your seat. Swish those legs. And let's bring the knees to the chest. Taking fingertips onto the knees, so right fingers on the right knee, left on the left. Let's then just swirl those legs around in circles so that they're moving in opposite directions of each other, so both going out and away at the same time. One more time like this. Bring the knees back to center. And then we're going to push the knees out and away from each other the opposite way. Three, two, and one. Come on back. Let's bring hands down by your side and push feet straight up towards the ceiling, rolling your ankles around this time. And then pause, and we'll roll them the opposite way. Slowing down that movement, we're going to draw the right knee towards the chest and slowly press the left heel all the way down to the floor. Tug that right knee up just a little bit closer, and then twist to the left side of the room. Gaze could look up or to the right. Slowly come on back, bringing both knees towards the chest, adjusting so you've got a whole backside on the floor, extending both legs up, this time drawing the left knee towards your chest, sending the right leg down onto the floor. Give a little extra tug in, and then twist. back, bringing both knees to the chest, rock from side to side. Reach up, wrap the arms around the legs, give yourself a hug. And then we'll begin to stretch on out, setting up for Shavasana. You can bring your feet far and wide to the edges of your mat. You can let the arms roll away from your sides. Come back to your breath. Get to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Sweep the arms out to the floor behind you. Take a deep breath. And then roll to the right or left side, bringing hands to cradle your head. Pressing up gently when you're ready, bringing hands to heart center. Thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We hope that you enjoyed it. Feedback is always more than welcomed. Namaste. All right, folks, that is it for our Saturday morning yoga. We will see you next time. Kelly will be back tomorrow for yin at 4 p.m. And then hopefully, if the weather stays good, we'll see you in a parking lot to do some outside yoga Monday afternoon at 5:15 and outside Pilates Monday evening at 6:30. Have a great day.